collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Core Class Terrorcon Freezer from the Transformers Studio series from Hasbro. And Freezer is featured in the upcoming film Transformers Rise of the Beasts. You got the little logo right here underneath the window and also on the top of the box up here. And we get a look at the Terrorcon symbol, which honestly just kind of looks like an Autobot symbol that the mouth fell off the bottom and a little bit of horn action going on up here. I don't know. It's alright though. It's not bad. I kind of like it. Got a close-up of the face there on that side, a little bit wider shot of the same artwork on this side, and then the same artwork again up here on the flap. Not really anything going on the bottom, spinning it around to the back. Looks like we're getting a robot mode, and then this looks almost like some kind of turret mode, and then also a weapon mode. So, you know, he kind of has like either a blaster or a turret mode, which is kind of neat, so we'll see how that works. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get him out of the packaging here, and we'll take a closer look. So here is Freezer out of the packaging. I think he's cool. There's not really a ton to him, but I definitely like his design. He's definitely reminding me a lot of Frenzy from the first movie. I'm not sure if you guys remember that character. Pretty minor character, just kind of rode around with Barricade for most of the movie. But that guy, I think, had like 4 hands, but only 2 arms. This guy has 4 full arms, but the head sculpts look kind of similar. So I'm wondering if this is maybe a predecessor to Frenzy or maybe some kind of earlier version of the same character. You know, he's Freezer. That was Frenzy. The names are pretty similar. Maybe they just lost the rights to the name Frenzy, which is why they're doing Studio Series 86 Rumble as Rumble Red and Rumble Blue. We thought it was a joke. It might just be a clever way to cover the fact that they lost the name Frenzy. I don't know. But in any case, this little figure is pretty cool. They gave him this kind of like copper wash, which I think looks really cool, brings out a lot of the details, and works well with the, like, you know, dark gray plastic for most of the rest of the body. Head sculpt looks pretty good. I like that quite a bit. I really like the orange eyes. I think that's pretty cool. Now, he comes in the packaging with the head up like this, and if you want to leave it like that, you absolutely can, but the directions say that you're supposed to bring this down so that the head kind of juts out in front of the body like that. Either way, you have a hinge there, and then you have a complete 360 ball joint here at the base of the head. So you can get a lot of nice range of motion there. You have ball joints for the shoulder and elbow of each of the 4 arms. So a lot of nice movement there as well. I will say that some of these ball joints are kind of loose. I notice it more in the shoulder joints so much than the elbow joints. The elbow joints are all fairly solid. And most of these are okay. They're a little loose. So we'll see how long they last, but something you could probably fix with some polish or something like that. You have a ball joint as well here in the hip, and then you have this ball joint here in like his second knee. This is one solid piece here. It almost looks like there's a swivel right here, but there is not. And then of course you have a ball joint down here for the foot. So he's got a decent amount of articulation. And he's just this giant, you know, goofy 4-armed monstrosity. And like I said, there's not much to him. I mean, he's got just this little backpack for kibble because that's where like the gun barrel's housed. But otherwise, this is pretty much it. He just has a lot of arms. Here he is with Studio Series Core Class RC, also from Rise of the Beasts. You can see that they scale up pretty well with each other. So I'm assuming if we're led to believe that this is just how big RC is in compared to the other characters, then I'm assuming Freezer here will be pretty substantial in terms of a threat to the Autobots / Maximals. But yeah, he's pretty cool. So he's got like a bunch of crazy different transformations that we can get into here. Oh, before I do that, I wanted to show off real quick. He comes with this little backdrop of like dinosaur bones in a museum. So I'm assuming some scene will be taking place in the museum. But the funny thing is about the core class, the way all the other ones work, all the other size classes, you get like a little backdrop that the character is actually, or the figure is actually tied to. And then there's an actual proper backdrop that you can use for display purposes. Core class is not so lucky. You have the piece that they are tied to, and that's it. The rest of the box is empty. So you have a little museum scene here with quite a few holes in it, but apparently there's going to be some kind of museum scene that we can see in this movie, assuming. So let's go ahead and we will get into these transformations here. He's got like a turret and then a gun and then like a slightly different gun. So we'll get into it. All right, so we'll start off with the turret mode. The very first thing you're going to do is open up the backpack here. This section is going to flip out. You can extend the barrel of the gun straight through like that. You're going to take the head and lift that back up like this. And then this will fold over top and then close up. And then just kind of move that up. And there you go. Cover the head like so. So for the turret mode, we're going to take the arms. And you want the kind of open part of the ball joint to face the bottom. Like that. And then you're just going to bring the two like back of the elbows up to peg into each other. So this tab here is going to tab into this slot here. And it can look a little awkward, but you just kind of line these up and tab that in and then just kind of straighten this around. And I'm sure they'll come untabbed, but we can fix that like this. So you want it about there, something like that. Come over here and do the same. So rotate this around and peg this into this. There we go. And then you can kind of just space those out. And then the legs, you really just kind of put up like this. They don't really peg into each other. They don't really do anything. They just kind of hang back there. And that's it. That is the turret mode. There's not too much to it. I guess technically you could have maybe someone sit here and pretend like they're controlling it. Just out of curiosity, I would say it's definitely too big for RC to do. But if you had maybe like a tiny Dr. Wu sized little guy, you could maybe sit here and pretend like he's controlling it. Yeah, that could kind of work. That's kind of fun. So that's the little turret mode. I think it's all right. There's not too much going on with it, but it's fine. I think it's okay. It's not my favorite of all the modes, obviously, but it's okay. Moving on to the next mode, we are going to push the like collapse the legs here. You can see that there's a little tab slot right here and a little tab, so these will go up and peg into each other like that, and then you can kind of push the feet all the way down like so. You're going to unhook the arms, and then this arm is going to come up, spin this around, and there is a tab here on the side which is going to tab into this spot right here. So you're going to rotate this around at this ball joint and then just bring this up and click that into place. And then just kind of position the feet. So do the same thing with the other arm. Spin this around. Peg this in. Like so. And then it tells you to just kind of like drop the other arms down like this. Now it shows this as like a specific mode to connect onto the back of Scourge, which obviously I do not have yet as he has not been released. But kind of like with Scourge being a tractor trailer, he's got the the flat part that's more than likely his legs, and it's supposed to clip onto that part and face the back. So I don't really know what this mode is, but this is a mode in the directions that I assume is specific to Scourge. Now his last mode, which is my favorite, is to then just take this arm, and there's a tab right here, and this comes around and tabs in right here, like that, and then you do the same thing with the other arm. So this comes up and tabs in to there, and then there is a spot down here that you flip out to show a little handle. And then he is basically like a target master. So, a little messy, but I feel like it's fairly solid. Everything clicks in nice enough. So let's bring in a Voyager class figure that can demonstrate this for us. So I have Cheetor here helping us out. As you can see, it's pretty large for Cheetor to hold. I believe he is specifically made for Scourge, and with Scourge being a leader class, the proportions are going to be a little bit better there. But, you know, it is just a normal 5mm peg, so it can be held by any Transformer that you have. And it doesn't look bad. I mean, he kind of looks large as a Target Master, but could be worse. I feel like for Voyager class, it's not too bad. I think for a Deluxe, he'd probably look ridiculously large. But, you know, I think it's fun that they're doing Target Masters in this movie, assuming he does actually turn into this in the movie. We don't know that yet. But I think that's kind of cool. I mean, we do have another line that's kind of more basic. I don't know exactly what the line's called. I think it's like a Beast Alliance or something like that, where they're doing a bunch of little animals that turn into like Target Masters and things. So that's going to be a lot of fun, and maybe that's something we see in the movie. I don't know. But this is kind of two different lines incorporating this gimmick, so maybe it will actually show up in the movie at some point. But yeah, pretty cool. I like it. I think Freezer's a lot of fun. He's a cool little robot. I love the arms. He just kind of looks menacing. Some of the ball joints are a little loose, but I feel like that's something you could probably fix with some polish. Just overall, I like the color scheme. The transformations are definitely goofy, but I think it's kind of neat that he has a turret mode and a Target Master mode, and none of them are super successful. But, I don't know. Something about his design, I just kind of love it. He just kind of reminds me of just like a crazy little bug robot or something with all the arms. I don't know why. But I think he's cool. I think he's fun, and I like that he has the kind of connectability with the other figures in terms of being artillery for them, which I think is a lot of fun. So I think he's great. I definitely recommend checking him out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.